Hey, it's me, Scythe7, and this is part 25 of my Library of Ruina walkthrough. I have some reading for Leo Association Section 2, starting with the Fixer. Leo Association is a battle-oriented fixer association specializing in all-out combat. Receive requests from wings and fight great battles for them. Some may see the Leo's fighting style as old-fashioned, but we get frequent requests from those who want strong-willed and determined warriors. Most requests that come our way aren't complicated. 9 out of 10 are resolved by simply marching towards enemies and defeating them in battle. It doesn't require specific strategies or certain personnel. We're the Leo, the association that solely exists for war. Doesn't mean war is the only type of request we accept. After all, a fixer is free to take any request. The catch is that all requests must be reported to the Hana Association after you deal with them. The report must include the details of the request, the client info, how the case was resolved, and any other relevant information. Once the report has been submitted, Hana Association will assess the performance of the office and its fixers and evaluate them for promotion or demotion. That's how the grades of offices and fixers are updated. Therefore, a fixer's grade doesn't necessarily correlate with strength. One last thing I'd like to add is that there is a line fixers shouldn't cross. A fixer may advertise themselves or other office to get more requests, but they should not threaten people to give requests to them. This is an area handled by the Han Association and Aufi Association, a specialist in dealings and transactions. Of course, associations shouldn't have to worry about running out of requests in the first place. Now for May. Outside of weapons and martial arts, the most important thing that provides us with protection is our clothing. It might look like a fancy suit with golden decorations at first glance, but you know how a fixer's attire is no ordinary clothing. It's mandatory for people working in relatively higher sections to wear clothing adorned with the Moonlight Stone, M-Corp's singularity. Of course, the Leo doesn't have the exclusive right to use it, so you can see it on the clothes of other fixers and syndicate members too. The Moonlight Stone emits a golden glint, and you can either gild your clothes with it or make ornaments out of it. The Moonlight Stone mitigates or shuts off psychological affliction induced from all kinds of mental attacks, pressure, interference, and all that. Whether it's caused by seeing, hearing, or feeling something, or a direct assault to the mind. Although I don't really know how the stone works, they said it amplifies a single purpose or thought, making people forget the mental pain coming from outside, or fortifying the mind as if it's surrounded with a giant barrier. It's all thanks to this clothing that we didn't panic when we saw the crying children, a distortion. Now for Cecil. Leo is an association that specializes in warfare. Work for the single goal of victory. However, victory isn't necessarily won in battle. The ideal course of action begins by identifying the reason the enemy intends to fight in the first place. Next, we break the enemy's will. Only then will we launch an attack on enemy forces. Even when war is inevitable, we mustn't hope for victory after starting the war. Secure a path to victory before engaging in warfare. Leo engages in battles that are already won. With a strategy that is fated to lead us to triumph, we face enemies that are fated to lose. In other words, we don't participate in a war that cannot be won. Blindly charging into the fray isn't always the path to victory, and while strategizing allows you to look ahead and see where victory lies, it doesn't ensure that you will reach it. Therefore, it's crucial to assess the strength of the ally and the condition of the enemy before you determine if you should advance or retreat. It's up to the director of each section, our leaders basically, to decide what to prioritize and what to discard. For instance, Director Lawell is extremely cautious. He's not hesitant to retreat and reorganize his forces if there's a slight disadvantage. On the other hand, Director Zhao tends to push forward as long as there is an opportunity to count on, but she isn't reckless about it. She designs elaborate strategies that will overcome the odds. Director Lawell's choices aren't always wise, and Director Zhao's choices don't always result in a smooth victory, but the two work their hardest within their abilities. Now for Lowell. Zhao was a cold person who wouldn't easily show her feelings. Even though the Liu consists of those who only face forward and never express any emotion in battle, Zhao was especially hard-edged above the rest. I came to wonder if she was capable of possessing emotions at all. Her tone was dry in the most upsetting situations, and she seemed apathetic to the loss of several colleagues, never showing her emotions in response anything, but thoroughly looking after herself. That was my impression of Zhao. I thought the path that Zhao was walking was completely different from mine. We disagreed on every aspect, from strategies to personalities. I thought my relationship with her would stay a formal relation between two co-working directors of an association. I don't remember when and how we got so close to each other. I couldn't be bothered to push away the person who naturally came to my side. We started spending more time together outside of work. People intersect one another somehow. Though I have no clue how our paths managed to converge, or what about the paths led them to cross. One thing I can say for certain is that our relationship isn't a superficial bond between two directors. We need each other because we cherish each other, not the other way around. Can you really call it love if you only cherish your significant other because you need something out of them? At the very least, I don't think of Zhao as an object of exploitation nor gratification. However, I know that preaching love is utterly meaningless in this city. Fixer should never be carried away by emotion. I know well that a person at a position as high as mine should be extra careful. I've seen countless fixers who brought private matters to the official grounds only to meet undesirable results. The moment you get swayed by something you cherish, you lose yourself, you neglect your own safety. When a human, a creature that always puts itself above all else, loses their edge because of what they hold dear, and places higher priority on it over their own life, consequences will be grim in any case. Knowing this, I decided to remind ourselves of one thing when we plighted our troth. Whatever happens to each other, we won't put ourselves at risk. As I thought, Zhao agreed plainly and rightly. I could trust in Zhao, and I was glad to have this person as my lifelong partner. It was reassuring to know that Zhao wouldn't throw away her own life if I ever died. Focus on my own survival, even in a mortal peril. Perhaps my heart has grown stronger since I met her. Having her next to me was already a great help to me at that point. Well, that's cute. Too bad he's a book now. So I set up a new deck with Lowell's page. So this page is incredibly strong. It has speed 3, meaning we get an extra dice slot at emotion level 3. Which is really good because none of our other ones have that. And then of course we have Forming Storm for a mass attack. And Sturdy Defense, just a good card. Emotional Turbulence, another good card. And then this is all singleton, just for the draw power. I don't think I changed anything else. No. Oh, I did get a Nemo head for Hod, so that's pretty cool. Now we'll see what's going on here.
굉장히 실망스러워.
This is highly disappointing.
죄송해요.
I'm sorry, Sir Argalia.
이곳까지 오면 분명 답을 찾을 수 있다고 생각.
I was so sure I would find an answer if I came all the way here.
그런데
But no, not a single soul here has a lead.
외곽 중에서도 변두리인 곳에 무엇이 있다고 기대한 겁니까?
What did you expect to see in a shabby fringe of the outskirts?
붉은 안개는 이곳을 기점으로
Red Mist began harnessing that power of hers after this place had become her base of operations, no? You don't know anything about the Red Mist. We were just taking shelter in an abandoned laboratory.
뭔가 있는 건
You
확실해.
had to have left something here. Do you have any guesses, my friends? The monsters are about to come. Please, let us go now. You've had enough.
하나도 도움이 안 되네.
Folks aren't helping at all, sadly. Already told you that none of us know a damn thing about this facility. Why won't you listen to us?
빨리 도움이 될 만한 정보를
Better hurry up
생각하는
and
게
recall
좋을
useful information, friends. This is driving me
나도
crazy
정말
too.
미치겠거든. 그 사람의 아름다운 목소리를
Following her charming voice, I dropped by every little venue I could guess to be relevant. Searched every nook and cranny for hints.
끝에 남은 건
In the end,
엘사와
L Corp,
도서관.
the library, and this used to be a lab were the only 3 candidates remaining.
곧 올 거야.
They're coming. They'll be here any moment. They'll come for us if you don't close the doors.
도시 한복판에 나타난
Pianist, who showed up in the middle of the streets.
내
They took my
동생을
sister.
앗아갔지. 난 그 자리에 있지
Couldn't be
못했지.
there as it happens, fortunately.
뒤늦게 도착한 후 본
On my
건
belated arrival at the
피아니스트가
scene,
없는
all that
거대한
greeted me
피아노뿐이었어.
was the grand piano with its performer gone.
내 동생은 피아노의
My sister had
건반과
become
힘을
one of the many
마지막
keys and
연주.
strings of the piano, joining in the last performance.
형언할 수 없는 모습이었지.
What she had become was utterly indescribable.
하지만
Not because it was
끔찍해서 말해주지
horrible,
못한 게
no.
아니야. 그 모습은
Rather, it was just too beautiful for words. Can you hear the sound of clockwork? They're coming!
내 동생이 머저리에게
I suppose it's my fault for letting my dear younger sister marry an
난
imbecile.
말리지
I
못했어.
couldn't stop her.
평생 이해할 수 없어서 외로웠던
Throughout our lives, we could never quite understand each other. Our hearts were too far apart to keep each other company.
연주로 인해
It was through the performance that we could finally see the feelings of one another.
세상 물정 모르는
I shivered with pain and despair for losing my naive and adorable Hoyden.
다시 동생이었던 것을
And looking at what once was my sister, I trembled from the enticing melody it created.
눈이 떠졌어.
So my eyes were opened.
보이더라고.
I could see it.
그 아이를 위해서 내가
I could
해줄 수
envision what I can do for her.
왔어. 부디
Ah, they're here. Wings have mercy.
아름다운 선.
Play a gorgeous melody, a never-ending dirge, in remembrance of dear Angelica.
상냥한 목소리가 속삭였지.
A gentle voice whispered to me
다시 한번
that I shall
그때의
be able to
연주를 했어.
reenact that glorious performance.
그 목소리를 따라
I wandered
헤맸지.
around following her advice, but I couldn't find a definitive answer anywhere.
역시 오늘은 이빨 대업들이야. 다들 도망쳐. 머리카락 한 올도 넘겨서는 안 돼.
God, it's them. Clockwork teeth are here. Everyone run. Don't let them take a single strand of hair.
아니야.
No, I didn't come all the way here to see some sloppily made creatures.
플루토.
Pluto? Eileen?
예.
Yes, Sir Argalia.
정지시키면 되는
Shall I shut them down for you? Clockwork is rubbishy compared to gears. Ow. How did you stop the flesh clockwork? What are you people?
그제야 머릿속에 뭔가
After
스치더라고.
wandering for a while, a revelation finally flashed in my head.
그래.
Ah
붉은
yes,
안개가 피를
it bore
토하며
a
춤을
striking
출 때
resemblance to the
아름다워.
beauty the red mist manifested as she danced with blood in her mouth.
분명
The pianist and the red mist showed vastly different colors of elegance, but they were so alike at the core.
다들 포기해.
Give up, pals.
괴물보다
He's
더한
worse than the
놈이야.
monsters.
아무것도
What a shame. I've got nothing. This invitation is the only lead I have
이
now.
초대장뿐이네. 에일린, 네
Eileen,
아이들 좀
care to lend
알려줘.
me a few of your sheep?
네.
As you wish. Are you sure you don't need our company?
저희가 따라가지 않아도
걱정하지 마.
Don't worry.
금방
I'll be back in no time. It's not ripe yet anyway.
플루토는 이곳에 남아서
Pluto, stick around for a bit longer and see if there's anything noteworthy here.
예.
Of course, sir.
저놈 곁에 있던 두 놈은
Two
분명
buddies have got to be
거야.
distortions. I'm 110% sure.
그리고 한 놈은
One of them
어디선가
seems oddly
봤는데
familiar now that I think about it.
푸른 잔향이 어딘가
Is it just me, or is there a hint of sadness in the blue Reverberation's face?
푸른 또라이지.
I mean the blue sicko. He's just lost it from the shock of losing his sister.
피아니스트 때문에 소중한
Pianists
걸
cause tons of
얼마나
people
많은데.
to part with their precious things in one way or another, but he in particular had to lose it in the worst way possible.
게다가 힘 있는 놈이
While someone as powerful as him goes completely wacko and starts pillaging everywhere, there's literally no way to stop him.
동생은 안젤리카라고 했지.
Said his sister was named Angelica. That sounds similar to my name.
뭐 그렇지.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing they mean the same thing.
그나저나 이빨
By the way,
태엽이라는 건
what were those entities they called clockwork teeth? Are they the creatures of the outskirts?
외곽은
The outskirts are where things abandoned and rejected from entering the city by the head go. Basically a junkyard for impurities of the city. Most people rarely get a chance to see the outskirts throughout their lives, so they don't even know that those things exist. A lot of the monsters living there are artificial creations made by humans or things brought from the outside. And I heard that a good chunk of them has sentience and emotions. They're non-humans, impurities whose existence is unacceptable in the city, especially in this age of humanity.
나처럼 말이구나.
Just like me.
환영합니다, 손님.
Greetings, dear guests. I am Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake.
안젤리카?
Angelica?
저는 엔젤라입니다.
My name is Angela, dear guest.
그러네.
Yeah, you're right. There's no way something as hideous as you could be her.
헛소리 하지 말고.
Why don't you stop spouting such uncouth nonsense and head inside already?
기계조차 인간이 될 수
A power so
있도록
potent that even a machine may become human.
역시 더 물을
As I suspected, the library has to ripen.
기다려줘, 안젤리.
In there, Angelica. It won't be long. Here we go. We have another smoke fight. They have some pretty good defensive dice, especially this one, 7 to 10. It's brutal. The vapor is really tough. Alright, let's get into it. This will probably be pretty easy because they only have one dice. Nice, everyone got an emotion level. I tried to make sure everyone got a clash there. I'll go ahead and take this kill with Xiao so he can gain an emotion level. I don't even have energy on her. Okay, I just need 2 to get this effect. Oh, but it plays first, so it doesn't even matter. Alright, in that case, I'll do this. Alright, I think that should kill. Just in case, I'll go ahead and do this. Wait, he's dead as hell. And we got our emotion levels. First out up really well for the next part. Now we gotta fight Argalia. He takes no damage from ranged combat pages, and we can't see his deck. This should be fun. But he's just scouting us out right now. I'll go ahead and set up Forming Storm. I could also play Letitia here. Now we get to use another mass attack. And they're all playing the small gift. So this is the card that they get when they get hit by Letitia. Just the 1/2. And they all play it. I really want to avoid him giving strength to everyone. I love that attack. It looks so good. And they're all so close to being staggered here. He gained some strength from the last scene, and I got hit by Nullified Power. Kinda sucks. I still don't have charge on him. Where's all of his charge going? Okay, so I should stagger all of these guys on this turn. Probably even kill him too. Nice, the burn killed that other one. so I'm not running any blade stuff here. And he's mass attacking. Tempestuous Danza. That's kind of brutal. Doesn't help, he also has a ton of counter dice too. And look at him go. Up me up. Those block dice are doing work. Oh my gosh. Okay, finally some wins. Let's see, I've got a debuff here, Vibration. Alright, so I don't want him to get attacked anymore. We'll hit him with the laser beam. I ran away. And I guess he was just scouting. Hey, we got the spider helmet for 2.
결국 놓쳤네.
Crap, we lost him.
제대로 된 책도 못
Didn't get a proper book out of him either.
저 또라이 머릿속에
Really wanted to
꼭
take a
한번
peek
보고
at that
싶었는데.
lunatic's mind for once.
저자의 책이 꼭
Do you need that person's book above anything else?
솔직히 내
For
개인적인
personal
이유야.
reasons, to be frank.
푸른 잔향은
Blue Reverberation seemed to be after the Red Mist.
그렇다면 붉은
And
안개의
perhaps a
책이
book of the Red
푸른
Mist
잔향을
could
부를
lure
수
him back here
있을지도.
again.
도와주려는 마음은 고마운데
Appreciate the thought, but how exactly are we gonna do
어떻게 붉은
that?
책을 구해?
You know, the original Red
원래
Mist kinda
붉은
doesn't
안개는
exist
이 세상에
anymore.
없는데.
방법이 아예 없는 건 아닐 것 같아서.
About that, we might have a way around it.
푸른 잔향은 뒤틀림 때문에 동생을
Say, the Blue
잃었다고 했지.
Reverberation said he lost his sister to a distortion, right?
뒤틀림의 원인이
Is he aware that I was the
알고
cause of
있을까?
that phenomenon?
보통 놈은 아니니
He's no ordinary guy,
눈치를 챘을
so
수도.
it's possible he's noticed it.
그렇다면
And the
푸른
Blue
잔향의
Reverberation's
목적은
goal may be taking
나에게
revenge on
없을
me,
아닐까?
perhaps.
아니, 오히려 뒤틀림에 의해
No,
소중한
rather,
걸 빼앗긴
anyone
너가
who lost what they
나를
found
원망하지
precious to
않는
the
게
distortion
이상하지.
would resent me once they learned I was responsible for the phenomenon.
뭐 그러려나.
Well, maybe. Do you regret it or anything?
잘 모르겠어.
Not really sure. All I can say for certain is that it's not exactly pleasant to know
유쾌하지 않아.
that the resentment against me is growing.
그래도 결과적으로
Even then, it was ultimately the fault of the one man who trapped me inside for eons that the city came to suffer.
그렇게 생각하면
I feel much better thinking about it that way.
푸른 잔향이 복수를
I don't care if the blue reverberation wants vengeance or not.
내 욕망과 도시 사람의
But one of the many clashes between my desire and the city folks' desires.
그렇지.
Right you are.
그건
That's
그거고.
that, and this is this.
이거
We're getting a whole bunch of abnormality battles ready. Now I can read these. Church of Gears Worshippers page. As the gears turn, our bodies are put in motion. Thought gears are indispensable for meat gears. The introduction seems terrifying, but thought gears are said to feel much more satisfaction than meat gears do as time passes. Actually, I'm not sure if a thought gear can still think like a human. They say thought gears are honored to be serving their role, but perhaps it's only a made-up story told by the worshippers who hadn't completely gone awry, wishing to free themselves of what little guilt they had. Words I sometimes hear aren't heard through my ears. The gear guides my body as it rotates, as if it's entering commands into my brain. Though that matters not, we're able to live thanks to the help of the thought gears. We're no longer lost, unable to find a way ahead. Even if there is no path to take, it tells me where to place my next step. This thing looks pretty cool though. Now for more index fun.
다들 엄지 회담에 참석해줘서 고맙네.
Oh, or not. Thank you for participating in the Thumb Summit, everyone.
예, 언더보스.
Yes, Underboss.
여러 식구가 와줘서 고맙군.
It's good to see our families gathered up in one place. Let's see.
19석이
We have 19 seats filled. That means all but one family have attended.
전부 참석한 모양이야.
로마노스 카르텔입니다. 전에
That's Rumina's cartel. They're still in the process of reorganizing structure after being attacked by the Black Silence a while ago.
아직도인가?
Still recovering, I see.
알려줘서 고마워.
Thanks for the report.
그 친구들은 잘라내.
Cut those friends off. We don't need a toothless mutt that can't rearm itself with that much time.
알겠습니다.
Understood.
오늘 이야기는 길지.
Today's issue is simple.
엘사 둥지와 도서관에서
Take your hands off L Corp's nest and the library. The Thumb will be in direct command of the matter from now on.
지금까지 애써준
I'd like to give a
식구들에게
word of appreciation for the families that have shown much effort and...
소리! 가족들이 얼마나 죽었는데?
Bullshit, you have no idea how many of our members died for that. Coming from Kurakuma.
우리 패밀리가 이 일에 엄청난 돈을
The family already poured a tremendous sum of money into this. Who gave you the right to speak up? Gotta stay quiet when an elder is talking, pals. You know better than that. A subordinate dares to speak without their superior's permission, take their lower jaw. Remember the rules.
면목 없군요.
Apologize on behalf of my underling.
결례를 용서하십시오.
Please forgive the rudeness of my subordinate. I'll educate this half-witted fool on my end later.
하지만
However, I must say that I share their sentiment in all honesty. Why should we back out now, after we've given so much effort? Understand how disappointing it may be. All of you have spilled much blood in order to earn your share of turf before the street relocation happens. Wish I could give out a sizable chunk of the land for each and every family who have gathered here. I really do. But the Capo de Cape demands otherwise. We have no choice but to obey it. The situation outside is going in an unexpected direction. A party other than the Index is involved in this conflict. The ones who pilfered our fabric.
면목 없습니다.
I'm deeply ashamed, sire.
신경 쓰지
Don't be
말겠네.
too hard on yourself now.
왼손 하나
I'll
거두는
pardon your
것으로
manners
용서하지.
by taking only your left hand.
예.
Thank you, sire.
지금은
You understand that we can't let such trivial issues distract ourselves in times like this.
대부님의 뜻을
Let's carry out the
선도해야
Capo de
한다는
Cape's orders first and foremost. Just what is the Capo de Cape thinking to make demands like this? When one dares question the orders of their superior, take their head.
머리통을.
대부님의 뜻에 의중을 못하니 그런 불순한 생각은
Just wanna
근본부터
say-
잘못이지.
Remember the Night Owls. Remember that name for later. How insolent of you to question the intentions of the Capo de Cape. Such impure thoughts should be uprooted.
밤의 송곳 식구는
Purge every member of the Night Owls by tonight.
네, 전하겠습니다.
Yes, sire, I'll give the word.
잠자코 기다리면 될
Luckily, an
것을.
impatient young fellow, it couldn't have hurt to quietly wait.
대부님이 직접 말씀해
Capo de
주셨다네.
Cape has told me outright. The Index.
그래.
Yes, our boss insisted that we mustn't let the Index claim a single area of L Corp's nest.
내어주지 말라고 하시더군. 하지만
But you, my friends, don't quite have the prowess to take on the proxies of the Index,
그래서 손을
hence the
떼라고
order
한
to
거야.
pull out.
지금은 힘을 아껴두라는
We should save up our strength at the moment. I understand now.
알겠습니다.
이 이야기는
Goes to the other Sotocapi of the Thumb and their families as well.
우리는
Our ambition is not something as short-sighted as taking over a few blocks of space. Do you understand? Yes, underboss.
엄지는 조직이 꽤
The Thumb seems to have
경직된데.
quite rigid structure.
검지를 봐서 알겠지만
Index probably gave you a good idea already, but yeah,
편집증적인 규칙과
fingers have
명령을
rules and
가지고 있어.
hierarchies that I'd only describe as paranoid.
방식은 달라도 규칙을
The specifics may be different, but if anyone breaks their rules, that poor fellow is done for. Although each finger has its own way of purging rule breakers.
어차피 그것도 도시에서
I suppose that's a
사는
strategy
사람이지.
they evolved to survive in the city.
그 말대로야.
Spot on.
단단하고
They can only
무너지지 않을
survive by
것
shoving themselves
자신을
into a
우겨넣어
sturdy, unbreakable
살아남았어.
shell.
그리고 그 단단한 껍질
The five
속
syndicates
끝까지
that cram
파고들어
themselves all the way into the core of that hard shell
손가락이라고
and stood on the
부르고.
apex of the back streets earn the title of the Five Fingers.
뭐 어쨌든
Well,
도서관에
in any case,
엄지가
our
와도
job as the staff of the library is to
접대해줘야지.
receive any guests that come here, and the Thumb is no exception. True. We've got 2 acts, 1 floor, and we're meeting some more ranged cards. And they have a pretty interesting mechanic. So some of their cards can give them ammunition, and then they can expend the ammunition to gain bonus effects. So here they get more power. I guess same here. I think mostly it's just more power. Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's not true. There are different ammo types that they'll get, and each one has a different effect. Let's see. I'm not really running anything that can clash against focus fire very well. The best thing to do would be running something like Transpierce. You can also use Binding Arms or Heavy Peaks. Also running Bamboo Hatted Kim would be really good. Vapor, another one. I think I'm just gonna go into it like this. Should be okay. But I guess we'll find out. No need to hang back. Let's get down to business. Enough talk. What more needs to be said? Only need to do our job. Actually, I want that counter dice to do some work. That's where the counter dice was. I want to use Rushdown to kind of guarantee a hit, because the first dice reduces power of defensive dice by 2. So clashing against bayonet combat is really good for me. Okay, I think that's better. That's still lost. I was wondering why. So they gained +1 power for the first scene. Okay. I was like, why do they keep getting boosts? What's that from? Okay, so that's not going to do anything. I do want to play it. So we can use a mass attack next turn. We'll see if Energy Beam can beat that. Ooh, this is brutal. 2 big cards are going after her. Oh, that low rolled hard. Okay, those tied. that's gonna stagger her. I don't even know if I want to try and clash against that. Probably just gonna put damage on the staggered guy. Alright, we're slowly whittling them down. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to counter that. Actually, I want that clash with her. She has like no emotion level so far. Actually, I might send her to clash here. That'll get her the 3 coins. And then I'll just take that clash. And things aren't looking too good. We still have another act after this. Okay, good. We got meal though. So I can do some healing here. And then, oh man, I really wish I got one of the big mass attacks. But Red Eyes is probably the best bet here. And of course, meal, you heal 2 to 4 anytime you attack a staggered enemy. Alright, so same thing. Yeah, here I actually could switch out for a different character, but you can't take the key page with you. Which honestly I'm kind of tempted to do, because Hod is pretty much down for the count. But I can't switch Bada's page. Yeah, I would definitely recommend taking Bamboo Added Kim for this, because he can actually clash against this, and if he doesn't, he can get the counter dice to do a ton of damage. Unfortunately, Xiao's not going to have emotion level. Yeah, whatever. Oh man, I need the emotion levels on her. I actually really need to take that clash. It's rough. The way I usually describe some of these fights is that this is kind of like trying to solve a puzzle. Okay, I'm feeling pretty confident about this now. Yeah, hell yeah, look at that healing. What was Hot down to? Like, I don't even remember. She was pretty low. Anytime I get a mass attack. Not that it really matters now. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright, that's the thumb down.
엄지는 총기류를 주로 사용하나.
Looks like the thumb mainly uses firearms.
전에 봤던
It also seems to use bullets in various ways, as opposed to the full stop office we received some time ago.
탄환뿐만 아니라
These people would swing the gun itself as a melee weapon too.
저번에도 말했다시피 탄원은
Like I said before,
비싸니까.
bullets are expensive.
특히 엄지에서
Even though
쓰는
the bullets the
탄원은
thumb
자체
uses are
제작한다고
self-made,
하지만
the price
굉장히
is
비싸.
anything but affordable.
상황에 맞게 탄환을 돌려 쓰지만
They utilize bullets in clever ways depending on the situation, but won't actually fire them unless it's a huge deal.
그럼 보통은
Does that
저렇게
mean
휘두르는
they
놈으로
mostly use
사용해.
their guns as a close-range weapon like that then?
맞아.
Yep, a good swing can easily crush human bones. The guns are made using pretty nifty technology and materials. Alright, so a thumb is Soldato's page. The thumb is the most cultivated and humane of the 5 fingers. Just be polite and know to respect others. But then, why did the thumb top the list of syndicates one would never want to get involved with in this survey for fixers conducted by the Han Association in spite of such good manners? The reason is simple. Hierarchy is absolute for the thumb. To us, it's as natural as the fact of nature that spilt blood only flows downwards, not up. One is expected to give unconditional obedience to a higher authority. That's where the relative courteousness of the thumb comes from. Yeah, so the thumb is really cool. I love their stuff. And I think, yeah, we'll see more of them in the next parts. So stay tuned, and I'll see you then. Peace.